Hi, it's Steve the Grumpy Hypnotist. Today I'm going to do a short video sharing a pleasantly surprising unsolicited comment from a client that I helped recently who came in for a problem that I think a lot of people have these days. And as it shows here on this image, it's a problem where people get completely fixated or feel some compulsion to constantly check their phone. And I think these days a lot of us struggle with it to varying degrees, but let me show the comment from this client. I have had 2 sessions at Center City Hypnotherapy, and actually it's actually Center City Hypnosis, not Center City Hypnotherapy, but no big deal. It's fine. In the first, Steve and I worked on my sleep-wake cycle. This client had a lifelong history of some rather dysfunctional sleeping patterns for decades, and as she wrote here, that session helped somewhat, and I decided to try again with a different focus. My second session dealt with my spending a great deal of time, hours, every day, playing a game on my phone. I was addicted to the activity, and when I wasn't playing the game, I thought about it and itched to get back to it. It interfered with my work and personal life. My second session 6 weeks ago was an unqualified success. I have not touched a game since. Thank you, Steve, for helping me break that habit. So I share this because, a lot of the recent videos that I put up on this channel are regarding things like phobias, fears, anxieties, specifically about vaccinations, needles, things of that sort. Of course, a whole nother area of hypnosis is to help people end bad habits or habits that have kind of grown beyond their usefulness. And of course, this is especially the phone situation. Just like a lot of habits, they're designed apps. They're designed in a way to feed into that habit, to hook your attention, to kind of hijack certain parts of your brain. In a strange sense, I think what we're doing with hypnosis is dehypnotizing people because part of fundamental principle of hypnosis is to capture attention, to fixate attention, and to establish selective thinking. So I think what we're doing with hypnosis is giving people the ability to somewhat counter the fixation, the compulsion. It's kind of strange because in hypnosis, one method that can be used is this idea of like post-hypnotic suggestion, creating the idea of like an irresistible impulse. An example of that would be on stage, entertainment purposes, where someone is on stage and if they're actually hypnotized, their suggested behavior is, when you see this mop, when you hear this music playing, you will dance like Elvis or something. You will feel an irresistible impulse to dance with this mop or something. So that irresistible impulse is part of this concept of almost creating an artificial compulsion to do something. Usually in hypnosis, it's the idea of creating a feeling, an urge to do something positive, healthy, instead of doing something unhealthy. We don't really depend on that too much because it's not exactly entirely reliable. It can't be the sum total of the hypnotic work, but it can be an interesting method. But it relates to this idea of when people get fixated or their brain has been hijacked to a certain degree by, again, like phones, devices, screens, apps, anything in general. And I think a lot of what we're doing with hypnosis is helping unhypnotize them, helping their brain find pathways, new wiring, so to speak, which acts as a kind of counter to that, to kind of create new circuitry somehow. And as this client describes here, usually when people are struggling with especially something that takes hours of their daily life every day, they've usually looked into a lot of other tactics, like putting their phone away, or like uninstalling things, or methods like that are very commonly recommended. But very often those things have limited effect. So the way hypnosis works is beyond that sort of tool, tactic, advice, like put your phone away, uninstall things. It works more at the level of, I guess, fundamentally how people's attention gets hijacked and captured by certain things. And again, we're just doing that in reverse to kind of free them up. Again, basically so that they're not, well, they're not, carrying out this familiar sight that we see everywhere these days. And of course, most of us sort of indulge in this sort of thing very often. I know I do, more than I would like. But if it's gotten to the point where it's actually, taking up a large part of your life and disrupting normal life and doing what you need to in life, whether it's work, home, things, yeah, hypnosis can definitely, that's just one example from this client, but it can definitely be something that tackles it at the same level that the problem exists. Okay, once again, it's Steve, the Grumpy Hypnotist. You can check out the website, centercityhypnosis.com, with a lot more examples of this and information. Okay, thanks, bye.